A dog teaching a duck how to swim? That's ridiculous.
Lorenz is really a very funny bird. He's an Indian runner duck, so he stands very upright, which gives him a sort of butler attitude, very dignified. He's one of a kind, really, because here he's the only duck, but he's also a very special individual.
Special in a few ways. For one, Lorenz prefers to live indoors. For two, his favorite snack is dog food. And for three, well,
Lorenz goes to water, but he stays next to it. He doesn't swim in it. I tried to put him in the water. But he reacted as if I was trying to drown him.
Okay. But before we start to question the dude's duckiness, let's rewind the tape. A life alone was never Lorenz's choice. His mom actually rejected his egg. So the day he hatched, instead of having the warmth of a mother's love,
he was born under a lamp, in fact. When he was little, he kind of liked to be in my lap and to be stroked.
Without a mom to show him the ropes or teach him how to swim, I mean, it's understandable. He just never really learned to duck. Desperate for companionship, he tried to partner up with a few different neighbors. A sheep, a rooster, some cats, some dogs, but none of them were really digging his vibe.
Cléo, doucement.
Geneviève thought her duck might be destined for a life of confusion and letdowns. And then he started paying attention to her 7-year-old Labrador, Helios.
Lorenz started following Helios everywhere. It's a quite odd friendship. Helios doesn't really bother about Lorenz. He's very patient with him. He's followed all day long. It's a one-way friendship.
So Helios isn't exactly enamored with Lorenz. It might be because labs are gun dogs, bred over generations to collect birds shot by hunters. Maybe Helios just doesn't understand what to do with a live duck. And maybe that's just the opening Lorenz needs. 'Cause this ducky follows that doggy literally everywhere. Helios happens to love water, which got Geneviève thinking, might Lorenz follow the object of his affection far enough to face his deepest fears? It was a nice idea, but Lorenz wasn't with it. And then one day,
I threw a stick to Helios, and he ran in the water as usual. Lorenz just followed.
holy duck, the boy can swim. And hey, not only that, in the process of overcoming his fears, the duck and the dog have come up with their own halftime performance.
Usually when I throw sticks to Helios, when he turns back, Lorenz climbs on his back, holds on to his ear, and surfs all the way back to the shore. It's a special sport they've invented together. Lorenz stays on his back all the time. He just seems to steer him. He hangs on to his ear, not to fall down because it's a bit slippery.
What a dazzling display. And to think, had Lorenz grown up like any other duck, the world might never have known these two species could hang, in the water no less.
If Lorenz had been brought up by a duck mother, she would probably have taught him to be afraid of dogs. I think that Lorenz sees him as his friend, really.
A friend. Someone to follow, to learn from, who helps you feel stronger and throws you on their back when you need a lift. cheers to friends. A pair of Dalmatians and a zebra. Wait, but how and where does that kind of thing happen? At the Free to Be Wild Rehab Center in Zimbabwe, where baby orphaned animals are rescued and given a second chance at life. Let's start with the spotted sisters, Indigo and Bindi.
This is Indigo. She's got one blue eye, or an indigo-colored eye, and her sister Bindi. Indigo is really sassy, yeah, she's a real madam. And Bindi is the gentle, friendly giant of the two. They were rescue puppies from a puppy mill. Their mum, we believe, was forced to breed over 170 puppies. I'd say that was to make money purely out of the fact that they're Dalmatians.
And here we thought 101 was excessive. Centuries of intensive breeding to create that distinctive spotty coat has led to an unfortunate genetic condition that affects almost a third of all Dalmatians, hearing loss.
This is Indigo here, and she can't hear anything. Hello? Hello. She's stone deaf, and her sister is half deaf.
A life without nature's sweet soundtrack sounds rough, but not to worry, Joe has his ears perked. They'll be by his side for life, which isn't the case for most of the animals who pass through here, like their black and white striped best mate, City Boy, the zebra. About a year or so ago, this beautiful bud was found wandering the bush alone after his mother had been killed by lions. He was only a few days old when some kind folks found him and called Joe for help.
For us, there was no option. They phoned us and they said, would you help with City Boy? So we don't really think about it, we just say absolutely. We get in the car and we go there and we grab him. He was only about yay high and so big in the beginning.
City Boy and the sisters quickly struck up a friendship and filled their days with running and playing. They must have found something special in common. Either that or they just dig each other's fashion sense.
I don't know what you call them, a herd or a pack, but Spots and Stripes, they really, really enjoy each other. I don't think there's anyone else that we could take with City Boy on a walk like this.
Fun fact, Dalmatians were originally bred to accompany horse-drawn carriages in 18th century Britain, where speed, stamina, and calmness around horses were the main requirements. So it's no surprise that their skills play well with a zebra, too. With the help of the pups, City Boy's gaining some confidence, which will one day lead to his independence. Eventually, he'll roam free in a 17,000-acre private reserve, maintained by Joe's family.
The more time he can spend in the wild, the more acclimatized he'll become to the wild and the easier the transition will be for him. The more time they spend in the natural environment, the better. Full stop, without doubt. Same for all animals.
Speaking of all animals, turns out the Dalmatians have a way with more than just zebras.
The latest orphan that came in was a baby common duiker. They said it was found in the bush. Often that's the case, they say it was found, but 9 times out of 10 the mother's been hunted and then the people feel bad when they do find the orphan.
Many rescued orphans die of stress. If he's gonna keep this baby alive, Joe's gonna need backup.
We've realized that the best thing to make that orphan feel comfortable is introducing it to Indigo and Bindi. They really seem to settle it down. If you can get them to relax and try and interact with another species that's already living there and settled there, I really believe that animals can pick up on that vibe.
The confused little one thinks Bindi might have some milk on hand.
Here's my bottle.
Nope, only love. It's all good. Joe's got a bottle.
I don't think we've had one orphan that's taken badly to them. We've got other dogs and we can't do it with other dogs. We only use these 2 dogs. If you see the Dalmatians interacting with the orphans, you can see the maternal instinct coming out in them. But if you see them interact with City Boy, it's more of a friendship and it's more of an equal, and we're in this together.
The teenager is testing the waters of adulthood, evidenced by his clear curiosity. The time for him to move out on his own is approaching fast.
You can't put a price on that feeling of the animal going free into its natural environment and where it's supposed to be.
Till that day comes, there's still time to squeeze in a couple more rounds of Spots versus Stripes.